Hi, everybody. Welcome to my show, Dare to Dream, on a new streaming network. And I'm so happy today to be here because I've been away for a while because a lot's been happening. And believe it or not, it's in part of what my show's about today, but I'll give you the details. I'm the host, Graham Williamson. I'm an international intuitive evidential medium and psychic. I've been living in Florida for over 22 years now, all because I followed my instincts. And the show today is Mindset to do readings. It's an unusual title. I personally didn't think about it. I always ask Spirit, I'm doing a show tomorrow or whenever, what's the title? But before I even do that, I actually sit down, relax, calm my mind. I say, come on, Spirit, you're always around. And I say, for the highest and best, please. I personally have done this all my life, well, about 3.5 years, when I was too small to understand words and feelings and emotions. I was 3.5 years old. But over the years, I'm now 70, I've learnt to trust my instincts, my psychic ability, which I feel, my opinion, every single one of you has psychic abilities. You listen to yourself. You listen to what makes you feel comfortable. And if it doesn't make you feel comfortable, what do you do about it? I'm going to take my glasses off because I don't need to visually see stuff. In itself, I want to feel comfortable as I'm talking to you. Psychic ability is feeling comfortable within yourself. And when you feel comfortable, you relax. If you don't, either you listen to your gut instinct, your psychic ability, and react to it in a positive way, or, I'm all right. And later you go, wish I'd listened. I wish I had done something else. You see, everybody lives life differently. And for the last couple of months, I've been going through a lot of emotional, physical, differences. My wife wasn't very well. I went to England. I visited family and friends. I've taken basically a 2 months off, mostly because of my wife's health. I can't be very spiritual when I'm worried about the ones I love, especially my wife. And I'm not going to pretend I can switch off to it. I can't. Because everything comes from my heart. And the first person in that heart, apart from myself, I'm not being egotistical or selfish, is my love for my wife. I have to feel comfortable within myself before I do any work with spirit. Like yesterday, for example, it's all in keeping with what the story today is, mindset. I went to a city meeting, council meeting, and I passed on my comments, and I listened to a gentleman who'd come with his family about trying to get grave plots for his family. And to cut a long story short, what I heard hit my guts and my heart. And I'd finished my bit, what I wanted to do, I was going to leave, but something made me stay and listen to this gentleman. And when he finished, he started to walk out. So I got up and started to walk out also. But as I was about to, one of the city officials said, we need to have a word with you. I said, well, when I finish here, I'll come back in. Oh, okay, he said. So I went up to this gentleman, and all I said to him, excuse me, may I talk to you? He said, yeah. I said, what I want to say is this: trust your heart. For God loves you and loves what you're doing for you and your family. Even if you don't get what you need today, if you don't get what you want today, you'll always get what you need. Because God loves you. The Divine Spirit loves you. And this gentleman and his family, who'd come out looking really stressed and worried, his face lit up, the biggest smile on his face. And I said, "May I shake your hand?" He said, "Yes." So I put my hand out to shake his. And he put his hand over the top and says, "Thank you. That's just what my father used to say." And evidently, what he was trying to do is get a plot for his father who passed away near to his grandfather in the same cemetery. And he thought everything was going wrong for him, all the legal aspects and what the city had promised and all the rest of it. And he was going an uphill struggle. But I just knew I had to talk to this gentleman, because when I went to this meeting, I knew it would be stressful in a way, because I don't like to be official business. I'm not legal trained or anything like that. But I wanted to try and right a wrong that had been done, in my opinion, in the city. And ask for guidance when I go there. Can I help other people by bringing it to public knowledge? Then that was say this guy spoke after me, and I went out. And then I went back in to talk to this official. And this official basically said sorry for what we've done. But here's the facts, blah, 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 blah. In the end, it was amicable, and I left. But the family was still there in that, waiting in that car. And he said, came over to me and he said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Well, every morning I set my mind to do the highest and best for myself, my wife, my family, all those I love and friends and people I meet. And every night I say thank you to the divine, my guides, the fact my family still love me for who I am, what I become, what I can become." It's like when I first started doing my show, Dare to Dream, I didn't know what the heck I'm doing. And if it wasn't for Cece on Going Solo Network, which she created a couple of years ago now, I've always followed my guts. You see, when you're a medium, in my opinion, you've got to have the mind to trust the divine. Those spirits that are around you, connect with you. They know more than I do. They've got infinite knowledge easier than I have, because I haven't yet learned what they know. I have to ask or be shown or be given, and I accept it. But again, a lot of people say, "Oh, but you're talking to the dead." I don't talk to a dead body. I totally admit that. I don't. If I saw a dead body, I have once, scared me out of my wits. I was in the Navy, and unbeknown to me as a cook, my job was to get supplies out of the storeroom and the freezers and stuff like that before the day started. And I went down, junior little chef, cook, running down, got a thing, opened the door, wallop. This plastic tube hit me, and I looked up and saw a face. I don't know how I got from point A all the way up to point B, which was on the bridge of the ship. It was like 3 decks up. I just ended up there and went, that. Captain, "Oh, cook, no, don't go in. But you've been in." Yeah. I said, "Yeah." I said, "It is a body that I've just bumped into, or bumped into me." He said, "Yes, we should have put a tag on and say, 'Don't open the door.' Everything all right?" "Yeah." I said, "Just want to make sure I wasn't seeing ghosts." And we laughed about it. And I'm glad the person had been found and properly buried afterwards. But it's surprising how things can affect the way you see life. Everybody reacts differently to different circumstances. But when you say you're a medium to them, or you talk to the dead, no, we don't. We talk to those who have passed over. We talk to their spirit, which is everlasting, especially because we are from the divine spirit, which is everlasting of itself. That spark of everlasting ability, life, is within each and every creature that's ever born. And any animate or inanimate object. I've been watching videos on the internet of YouTube and stuff like that about a deer playing with a basketball with two young lads on a hill. I've seen a bull making friends with a child. Horses surrounding this little girl, and she walked around and the horses made way for her because of that love, that connection. The horses felt safe with her and she felt safe with them. Now these things are like, I'm only guessing, a ton in weight. Some of the horses, big things. And yet this child was what? 2 years, 3 years old, barely walking. Those horses were treating her like a princess. And I'm saying about all this because it's how you think that creates the energy to do readings. How you truly are within yourself. And I know this causes problems with a lot of people who say the mediums or psychics and do readings and all that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that. But this is my way of living and speaking to you. I know I have to be honest within myself. First off, I have to be truthful at all times, especially when I'm out mixing with people and animals. If you're angry and you go up to a dog you don't know, and it's a big dog, and you're angry, the dog does one or two things: run or defend itself, just by feeling your energy. But if you're calm and collected and show love, yeah, the dog will bark and might even growl, snarl and that, but he'll stand still. And if you just lower yourself down, don't put your hands out, just lower it and just talk softly, the dog will do, again, one of two things: approach or stay still. You see, everything picks up psychic energy from every individual. So when you go out in this world, even just get the mail from the letterbox, or go to the shops and do some shopping, get petrol or gas in America. Whatever you do, go out with the intent of being the best of yourself, for yourself and others. Treat others as you would like to be treated is a really good way of living life. It doesn't mean, oh, look, my feet are off the ground. No, it's none of that. We're spirit having a human experience. We're here to feel and share and understand and communicate and to love. Your mindset has to be set in a good way. Now, I'm the first one to say I missed out on a lot of my life because I didn't listen. I didn't listen to my heart. I didn't listen to my guts all the time. I've been aware of my gifts all my life, but I was too egotistical, stupid, ignorant, you name it. I've been there. And all those failures, all those mistakes and everything have taught me wonderful gift, one of them. My past is behind me. It's a foundation to be better today, for tomorrow. And in doing so, my mind has changed from I'm a loser, I lost out, or sadness or hate or pain, whatever it was that held me back, is no longer holding me back. I trust my guts. I trust my heart. I trust my guides. I trust my past because I experienced it. I lived it. I survived it. And to do readings, I look onto my past to help me not make the same mistake twice. I don't live in it. I don't drag my past in a big bag over my shoulders. When I need to share something with somebody, what was it? I went to an event last week, local, and I only did one reading out the whole 4 hours I was there. But that one reading changed somebody's life. I'll just call her name Rebecca. As soon as she sat down, I said, "May I hold your hand?" Her grandmother came through. Her mother came through. I was telling this lady all these things about her, what she did, how she did it, and what she wanted to do, and how people were holding her back. And I said, "Your self-confidence is like 0." I said, "But what made you come and sit down with me?" So I was looking around and I kept seeing your sign. And you were always smiling. Not silly, just waiting patiently. I was saying, "Spirit, help, guide, whatever my thoughts were at the time." And he said, "I just felt, yeah, it's about time I asked somebody who may know." And when I told her, she changed from being so insecure within herself, so untrustworthy of herself. She stood up, she says, "You're right." I don't know what I said to her literally. I never do. I never, ever. My wife is nearby. She will tell me what I said. She doesn't eavesdrop. But I always say to the recipient, "Do you mind if my wife's here?" "No." I said, "I share everything with her. No problem. If there's a problem, my wife leaves." But you see, as a medium, I don't think of what somebody's telling me or what I'm going to say. I respond, react, reply. Hey, that's good. Respond, react, reply. 3 R's. My mindset is one of, I don't want to fail anybody, especially myself and my guides and my loved ones. And that means those living and those that have passed. One of the first things I felt from Rebecca was her mind was racing. Her eyes were flickering and she's like this, all over the place. I said, "Let's just do this. It takes 1.5 minutes. And I think I've demonstrated this on my show before. I've got her to close her eyes. And after about 10, 15 seconds, I asked her what colour she's seeing. And she told me a colour. I said, "Now remember what it means to you emotionally. Don't tell me. Just remember." Then I get her to think of black and breathing it in and everything. It just calmed her down. And from her going, she started going. Totally different way of breathing. She got her mind calm. Her mind settled. It set itself. She wasn't stressed out. And I told her to open her eyes. Then I said, "What's the first thing you see when you look up at the sky at night, on a clear night? What's the first thing you see?" She said, "Stars." I said, "Yeah. But you can't see the stars without them being held by the black. The knowledge holds things in place." She looked, "Yeah, it's a good analogy." She's a very clever lady. She had words I didn't use a lot. But then her whole attitude had changed. Her mind had changed. She was going to tell her family and friends, "Thank you for what you say, but I'm going to do what makes me happy." Instead of all those years, she pushed everything back that she knew she could do, but didn't want to upset anybody. And it wasn't anything bad. She wanted to do readings, like her grandmother, like her mother. But her mother stopped when she had children, very similar to my mother, who had 5 children. When she had 5 children, she quit doing her medium work. She still was a nurse. She taught me the basics, like her mother, my grandma, or we call her Nana. And they taught us all the 5 basic, well, the 5 of us, the basic concepts of what we felt, what we saw with spirit, how to be a medium. She didn't tell us this was right, this was wrong. She said, I did it this way for me and it worked for me. It may not work for you. You may have to do it different or totally change the way you look at things. The best example my grandmother gave me to get me to understand about my gifts is that when I was 3.5 and I came and told her I could see fairies at that. She was great. Went to school at 4, told my new friends, came home very miserable, upset. My grandmother sat me down because my mum was working and my mum had 5 children and we were living with our grandparents because my father had disappeared. And she said, Graham, here's a glass of water in front of you. And behind that was a candle. Okay? Glass of water here, closest to me, candle furthest away from me, on the table. She said, what do you see when you look through the glass of water, Graham? A candle, Nana. I said, yeah. Now come around the same way I'm sitting. So I'm facing this way now. And there's a glass of water, there's a candle. But I'm looking at it this way now. And she said, what do you see? I said, glass of water is facing where I was sitting and the candle's on the other side of it. I said, yeah, it's the same thing. They don't see it the way you see it. And I was 4 years old. Never forgotten. It changed my mind. It changed my mindset. And ever since then, I've stopped worrying about what people think of me. I was shy, introverted, and didn't want to argue with anybody and all the rest of it. But I still could see things that other people say, no, they're not there. But it wouldn't change me in that. I changed myself, my perspective. But I lost my way more than once. But in a way, I didn't know that I was being trained to help other people who went through similar to myself but hadn't got through it, like being a recovered alcoholic. I've been married more than once, so I'm never going to get married again. On the second attempt, failed, so that's it. Been married 22 years now because I came over here to visit somebody that made me feel I was myself. I've been fortunate, but I meet so many people, recipients, who have emotional instability or lack of trust, lack of love, pain, whatever reason it is that they are afraid of their futures, their lives, their selves. And my job as a medium is to uplift them, help them find themselves by changing their viewpoint, changing their mindset. Because we all need that support. If you think your life's bad, go to someone else who's suffering and in pain, literally, or been abused or abducted, or the best friends died. There's somebody always worse off than yourself, always. Unfortunately, that's a fact of life. If it wasn't for my best friend in the Navy swapping ships, I would not be here today. His ship got hit. He never came back. He took my ship. And in honor of that past, I'm here to help you. The whole point of mindset is not living in the past and saying, why me? Why is it always happening to me? What can I do to get better on this? And I want you to think about that because we're going to take a break shortly. And I really think that if you think about it for a couple of minutes until the break's finished, and then listen to what I'm going to tell you later, because I hope it will help you. Now we're going to take a break now, and I'll see you shortly. Well, welcome back, everybody. I keep on forgetting all the new titles that are going through on new streaming network, going bold, going solo, and all the rest of it. Because I'm working with Britt, I'm not thinking, I'm just reacting. But I'm your host of Dare to Dream, Graham Williamson. I'm an international intuitive, evidential medium and psychic, and I live in Central Florida, USA. And my show today is mindset of doing a reading. And if you want to contact me, there's two emails. A medium 77, or one word, AMEDIUM 77 at gmail.com, or the Britt, THEBRITT 77 at hotmail.com. And if you want to call me, now remember I'm in the USA, my telephone number is 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message, because if you don't, I won't respond. I won't, because we all get these scammers, crank calls, and all the rest of it. So, and if you want to get hold of me, you can get hold of me on Facebook or go to the website. And if you look at newsstreamingnetwork.com and link up that way. There's many ways of getting to see my shows. They've all been recorded. They're all waiting for you to have a look at and share, like, comment. And please be polite. I'm British and I've got a good sense of humor. But I do want you to think about how mediums or psychics feel when they are with other people. You wouldn't sit down next to a person that you've never met before if they looked angry or were saying words that you didn't agree with and things like that. You've got to see what your guts tell you. When I say the word see, it means all your five senses: eyes, ears, nose, mouth, heart. And if they all feel comfortable, sit down. If any one of them doesn't feel comfortable, get up and go. You're not obliged to sit there and suffer. So when somebody sits next to me for a reading, I always say, may I hold your hand? Because I like to be my left hand touching their right hand. 9 times out of 10, they'll say, no problem. If they don't like contact, that's fine with me also. But it does make it easier. For me, anyway. That's the way I work. And when I am about to do a reading, it's quite a little story, really. I travel from Central Florida to as far as Sarasota, Port St. Lucie, Melbourne, Tampa, St. Augustine, Ocala, all around me. There's about a 100-mile radius, 150 mile, 130-mile radius. And that's comfortable for me for traveling on most of it. Some of it takes longer, and if it's going to be over 2.5 hours, I'll stay the night wherever I'm at. But when I'm traveling to do a session or reading with anybody, 15 minutes before I get there, I always turn off the radio. And if my wife says, I'm going to do my prayer. And I always put my heart and soul in what I'm saying. I ask for guidance. I ask for the highest and best for myself, those I meet, and for everybody around me. I ask for the best for those people. I want to uplift and raise their energies in a positive way. I do it every time. Even though I've woken up in the morning and said the same affirmation. And at night time, again, I said, thank you. And I say it, I don't think it, because if you met your loved ones who've been away for like a month's vacation or whatever, and come back, and you don't say a word to them at all, they just come back, sit down with you, and you don't say a word, what are they going to say to you? Cat got your tongue? Are you deaf? Are you blind? Are you dumb? What? Why aren't you talking to me? People need to hear the words from your heart. And even if you're mute or deaf or blind, you can still convey what your heart feels. Most of us have abilities to communicate through speech. You can do it by writing. You can do it by touch. You see, with intention, with your mind set in a good way, you can uplift the people next to you or near you. My wife makes these bracelets, necklaces and stuff like that. And she makes each one with her heart. She loves doing what she's doing. She creates. And at one of the events we went to, people have come over and said, I don't know why I'm here, but I felt drawn. I could feel the love. I could feel the positive energy. And your husband. You just feel so nice. And my wife calls me the comedic medium because I'm always cracking jokes. But I crack jokes to make people feel relaxed. I crack jokes to uplift people. And as I say, I'm British. I've got a weird sense of humour. I'm a retired Navy guy, a cook. And I heard verbal abuse for 14 and a half years. But then it taught me how to respond from my heart because my mind is already set. You can say whatever you like to me. I choose to see the positive. I'm not ignoring the negative. Just I don't want it inside my heart. I respect people have views and some people get angry. I get angry, but I don't live in the anger because I have changed the way my mind is. When I do anything, it's for the highest and best, the spirit communicating through me to you. Now, if you want to get hold of us and you want to see some of my shows, none are pre-set in what I'm going to do, apart from, I'd say, 5 that I've had to pre-record because technical difficulties or health. But if you go to live WGSN-DB, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn for more shows, Roku and Amazon TV, we're all over the place. And look for Dare to Dream show. And you'll see a picture of me. If you look in the corner there, you'll see I'm in a Doctor Who outfit. As I officiate weddings and I help people. I dressed like that for a friend who's I found out was an avid Doctor Who fan. Even the bow tie had Doctor Who on it, TARDIS. And as she walked up that aisle, she lost control. She couldn't believe Doctor Who was officiating her wedding. It was one of the best moments I've ever done a wedding. One of them. Because my mindset was, I'm going to make her happy and her future husband happy and her family happy. And they knew me. They knew I'm crazy, spontaneous, but I don't do it with malice or thoughtlessness. It's always with the heart. Because each day I'm thankful to be here. And a little story, I never thought I'd live to be 30 years of age. I could not envision it because the life I was living, being a drunk and all the rest of it, and my friends going to war, taking my place, being shot at, held bomb, and all the rest of the things, all those things that happened to me, I didn't know how to survive it. I couldn't see living past 30. But I did. I doubled it. Plus. Because my mindset changed again. It's always going to change. But each time of late, for the last 22 years, a third of my life, each change has been one for positivity. All because I've learned to love who I am. And because I've found out somebody loves me for who I am. There's no pretend. There's no make-believe. It's reality. Spirit are around you. Spirit are trying to communicate with you in many, many ways. You see a bee flying by, a dragonfly, a butterfly, ant, dog, whatever animal it is. And then there's the flowers, the fauna, there's so many ways of communicating with you in your heart. But you've got to have a mindset. You've got to be receptive. You've got to do it with passion of love, understanding, harmony, empathy, and all the things that make you happy in a good way, that are not detrimental to anybody or anything. You see, there's enough negativity in this world, and we have to counteract that with positivity. You have a choice, your mindset. If you go, look at the title, New Streaming Network. Every moment is new to you. It's streamed over the internet. And we are a network joined together by energy. And I literally, as you see behind me, there it is, my Dare to Dream logo, that my mum did. That's why I named the show Dare to Dream. I'm living that dream because my mind changed. My mindset changed. And I want you to realize that if ever you need any assistance or just talk, or if you want to learn anything to do with mediumship and being a psychic, I'm the host of this show, Dare to Dream. I'm Graham Williamson. I'm an international intuitive, evidential medium and psychic. And I say that from my heart. A lot of people say, oh, I'm a psychic and I'm a medium. But it doesn't matter to me. This is where I say it. This is where I am. I don't follow people. I follow my heart. I don't follow people's rhetoric. I make my own. I make my own statement. I make my own verbals. I make my own pathway in this world. I dare to dream. And I want to live it. And in fact, I had a lovely gift. Which side is it? There it is. On the wrong shoulder. That picture there is a picture of my son on his wedding day. I couldn't be there. But he let me have a picture of his wedding day. That picture shows I can't be all bad. I've got a son who's got a loving wife. And finally, he got married. I'm so happy for him. The big picture of Tower Bridge, I know it's got a big kink in it and the light reflects badly. But I took that picture many years ago when I was in the Navy. The Loch Ness Monster thing up there, that's it there, was a gift from England. Everything in my past has created me to what I am today. My grandmother, my grandfather, my mum, my father. But when my father left, my dad and my mum created me what I am today. My brothers and sisters, my mindset changed all through my life. It's changed and I feel for the better. I shaved all my hair off because a friend's got cancer and going through the chemo. And in support for her, I told her I'm shaving off my hair. She looks a lot prettier than I do. She's got a good sense of humour. But she's going through it. But her mindset is, Graham, you're crazy, and I love you for it. If you've got good intention, if you've got good empathy, a good heart, you've got to give it to other people as well, and yourself. It's no use keeping on to what your heart feels and don't tell it to anybody and don't share it with anybody. What's the point of living? You can't experience anything. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I want you to realize that I'm here 24/7. You can always contact me on amedium77@gmail.com or thebritt77@hotmail.com. Send me a text and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. Or you can call me on 352-409-1060, Florida, USA. Leave a voice message. If you don't, I won't respond. Or look me up on Facebook, Graham Williamson. You'll see the picture of me there on the Gmail, a medium, or on Facebook. I'm here to help you. And because of newstreamingnetwork.com, I'm here today.
And I hope you have a wonderful time. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Sorry, every other Wednesday, 6 p.m. My next show is the 31st. Thank you. She's a marvel. Look at that. July 31st, 6 p.m. EST. And I want to thank you for listening. But please like, share, comment, and subscribe to New Streaming Network, because we'd love to show you all these different shows that we have on here. I'm just one facet. There's a lot of helpful shows here. CC does her own piece, and it's fantastic. I love giving her a hard time, because I'm just a crazy person that loves making people laugh. But I hope what you've learned today, mindset, for being in readings, you've got to be honest with yourself and those around you. You've got to say thank you. And each time you do it, you're lifting your own energy and others. And the next show will be more in depth about mediumship. I've been putting it off for years because I haven't been ready. I am ready now. And I'll be doing more mediumship stuff and psychic stuff. But I think that's about it. We're going to close up in a second. So see you in a couple of weeks. As I say, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm your host of Dare to Dream, Graham Williamson, international intuitive, evidential medium and psychic. And I want to wish you a wonderful evening and thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye.